She says, sports, everybody. Okay, so I've been doing some studying. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I've been doing some studying, right? So, you know, they want to ask Shedeur about 2026. Shedeur ain't worried about 2026. We plugged in, right? Shedeur was saying he took a leap of faith, you know, and Stfansky is still in trouble. In fact, some people are saying Stfansky is in serious trouble. And I'm like, yeah. But he brought it on himself, right? He the one that decided to sabotage his own quarterback. And now, since he wanted to leave, apparently he can't leave like he wanted to because maybe there's nowhere else for him to go. So Kevin Stfansky has decided to allow the NFL to shape his issues with Shedeur Sanders, franchise quarterback, as he's just risk averse. He just abhors turnovers. His offense is tightly structured to take care of the ball. So that's where we are. So we still in the sabotage. But Kevin Stfansky went running to Albert Breer and apparently it fell on deaf ears because now the traditionally structured head coach is having to bend to Shedeur Sanders' style of play. Now, one of the complaints when Baker Mayfield was there was Kevin Stfansky just want to turn everybody into a game manager. The Browns fan we listened to said what? That Kevin Stfansky has an agenda. And he does. He has an agenda. But one of the ways he weaponizes his agenda is what? I take people like Deshaun, Jameis Winston, Shedeur, and I make them a game manager like Dylan. So they're phrasing it is that it's not that he don't like Shedeur. He just don't like turnovers. It's Shedeur likes to improvise. They're using the phrase off-schedule plays. Now, when Shedeur threw that touchdown, that pass to Dylan Sampson that resulted in a touchdown, that was an off-schedule pass. These people would have you believe that any play that breaks down, they expect it to come to an end. They don't want any quarterback to make an off-schedule play. So, in other words, and that's room for sabotage. In other words, if Jerry Jeudy can't get open, if nobody can get open, or they fall on the ground, the play is supposed to come to an end. Oh, no, that's not how you play football. Football, that's what audibles for. What are audibles for? What are audibles for? Audibles are to call plays when things change. Like the defense could be one thing and everybody could realign and it could be something else. So the excuse for Kevin Stfansky's issues with Shedeur have been supposedly remedied and things are gaining on course together, with Shedeur being improvisational and allowed to be improvisational and Kevin Stfansky to loosen up a little bit. That's translation from he went crying to the NFL and they like, ain't no we can do because don't nobody else want to hire you. So if you want to stay, you're going to have to make it work over there. And Shedeur can ball out. So, we can't have 12 million people screaming at us because, you want to be rigid. So I'm going to need you to go make up some plays and be okay with him changing them. That's where we are. So that's how he going to get out of it. Did I not say there's going to be a remedy to this situation? And we never thought of it. We never, ever, ever thought of it. I never thought of that. I never thought that they would say the traditionally rigid coach is now making a shift in his game plan for the improvisational quarterback. Anything to deflect accountability for the abuse this young man had to deal with. Shedeur was not held back because he's improvisational. He was not made to earn something. And even when he earned it, he didn't get it because he's improvisational. But that's how they want to play it. Okay. If that's how you want to play it. And that's why Shedeur keep talking about trust. I have to trust that you going to call plays, one, that work. And two, when I get outside that pocket, I don't get cremated by my own goddamn O-line to try to make something happen, which is what happens to these young black rookie quarterbacks. The moment they try to get out that pocket, even when they're veterans, especially if they are dual threat. I want to share what Michael Strahan said in full because I talked about it earlier, but I didn't have it on the screen. And I want to help y'all to see where Shedeur is already in terms of the rare air, the rare company that he's now in. And there is no way in hell that Stfansky can restrict Shedeur when he's in such rare company. You know why? Because if these other quarterbacks can do it, Stfansky need to get over himself. Just like the NFL need to get over itself about not wanting these players to come out of college with money and fame and fan bases. Stfansky needs to get over himself, trying to force people into a game manager, which is ridiculous. And even when it didn't work with Dylan, who he turned into a game manager, because I don't know how he survived at Oregon, if he can come over here and be shut down like that. Instead of getting rid of Stfansky, they're trying to force somebody whose behavior has been that of a demon to bend to Shedeur's style of play. What happens when you make people who are controlling and arrogant and narcissistic bend to somebody else's will? What happens? Think about it, and I'm going to share this and we're going to talk about it. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. All right, so here we go. Michael Strahan. Now, mind you, in the draft, Michael Strahan said Shedeur should have had more humility, and I literally watched the New York Giants go and get him to tell all of those players that your coaches love you. I was like, Michael, really? So he doing his own backpedaling, but I like the message. I ain't going to shoot the messenger. It's a lot of backpedaling happening. Let's just look at what they're saying. It said Michael Strahan just said the one thing no one dared to say about Shedeur Sanders. It said in a moment that left the entire Fox NFL Sunday panel stunned, Michael Strahan shocked fans by making a bold prediction about Shedeur Sanders. One so big, it could shake the future of college football and the NFL if it comes true. What did I say Shedeur has the ability to do? Elevate the game. Who else? Lamar. Who else? Michael Vick. Some say Donovan McNabb. Some say Randall Cunningham. I say it could have been Vince Young, right? But he didn't have 12 million fans. He also didn't have the strong father presence. And when he did, it was Steve McNair, who was like a father to him, and then he passed. So it was a lot happening that young man couldn't deal with at that young age. And understand this, these older men who've been watching these athletes come out of college for decades, they know what buttons to push. They know when they're struggling, but they exploit it rather than have compassion for them, right? Did they have any compassion for Shedeur this summer when they found out Coach Prime was dealing with cancer? No. They chose to try to exploit it. It said, looking straight into the camera, Strahan said, Shedeur isn't just heading for a career-defining breakout season. He's on track to surpass every modern dual-threat quarterback, including Lamar Jackson, rewrite postseason standards, and potentially become one of the youngest quarterbacks in history to lay the foundation for multiple championships at the highest level before turning 30. And guess what? He only 23. So that's 7 whole years. 7 whole years. Lamar Jackson, 28, and they trying to get rid of him. Lamar Jackson should have won the MVP, and they took the third one from him. Why? Because Tom Brady took 11 seasons to get 3, and Lamar only took 6 or 7. So what you think they thinking about with Shedeur? They knew who Shedeur was. This proves that everybody knew who he was. Now you see it. You saw it before. You can't get to the first round, the top 2, without being stellar. You can't. You can't win the Johnny Unitas Award being mediocre. Did Dylan win it? No. And it's not that Shedeur couldn't thrive. It's the fancy system. His system is bull crap. If Dylan is a game manager and he couldn't do nothing with it, what the hell? You're not going to win no games checked down in your way. I believe Stfansky's rigidness is an excuse for him to intentionally fail his quarterbacks. Period. White, black, purple, green, or brown, or Polynesian. The difference with the black quarterbacks is the abuse that they have to endure. He never abused Dylan. He never abused Baker Mayfield. He didn't abuse Flacco, but he abused Deshaun. He abused Jameis Winston because people are talking about it now. And we damn sure know he abused Shedeur in front of our faces, on camera, repeatedly. And we're not going to let it go because y'all don't want to fire him and he ain't got nowhere to go. So he going to try to work with Shedeur rather than just admit he's not a good coach. Why all of the protection from somebody who chose to act like a demon? Because they like-minded. That's the only explanation. Because they like-minded. So shout out to Michael Strahan, who had been critical of Shedeur because he's the quarterback. Stop that. The quarterback is the leader of the team. He don't have to look like Tom Brady. And you don't go get Dylan because you want Dylan to be like Tom Brady, but you don't want Shedeur to be Shedeur, but Jackson Dart can be Shedeur. No. So shout out to Michael Strahan for that. And here is proof that what Michael Strahan predicted is spot on. Check this out. Shedeur Sanders' stats are already better than Tom Brady. You see? This is the greatness they were holding back because they knew what Michael Strahan said, they already predicted. They already predicted. So it said through their first 3 career starts, Tom Brady, who was a true 5th or 6th round QB, 543 passing yards. Shedeur, 723. Touchdowns. Shedeur was at 5. Tom Brady was at 2. Interceptions. Tom Brady was at 3. Shedeur was at 2. And a lot of people feel like when it came to that last one, people side-eyeing it. Travis Hunter would have caught it. Jamar Chase would have caught it. A good receiver would have caught it. So 72.4 was the passer rating for Tom Brady. Shedeur Sanders is 92.8. This is why Shedeur Sanders was in the first round and Tom Brady was in the 5th or the 6th. So when people say, oh, that's okay, Tom Brady didn't start, Shedeur was better than Tom Brady. They don't want to admit that. But they also don't want to admit, hell, Lamar was better than Tom Brady, but they just cheated Lamar. And they keep cheating Lamar because he don't have 12 million people. And I don't know the Ravens fans, but they ought to be up in arms. But we see over here in Cleveland that the speaking up and the accountability, the calls for accountability, demanded accountability, it works. The problem is nobody else ever tried it over there. They just went with whatever. So shout out to Shedeur, who I say, the Shedeurians, we ride with you, 12. We ride with you, Shedeur. Let's try to run it back again. And guess what? I did some analysis, pre-game analysis, which I love to do, by the way. I posted yesterday that the Bears defense is ranked number 27th out of 32, give up over 320 to 350 yards a game. Caleb Williams has never thrown for over 300 yards. His highest yardage game, passing yards, came with the Ravens. And I think it was like 280 something. Have never surpassed 300. Right? Maybe if Shedeur was playing against Dallas, then it might be tough. But on paper, the Browns having the number 2 defense and the Bears having a number 27 defense. The Browns having Shedeur Sanders surpassing Brady, 393 yards. Damn, the unheard of. Number 2 quarterback last week. And Caleb never has surpassed that number. On paper. Now, mind you, Chicago going to be at home, but it's going to be minus 20. But if the game were allowed to play competitively without sabotage by head coach Stfansky holding back the number 2 defense so they can level down to the number 27 defense so they can't stop the run all of a sudden. Because it sounds like the offense got to do what it could do. See, a couple of weeks ago, Stfansky said, and we knew somebody told him, winning is the goal. That's why he had to bench Dillon. Despite his disagreement. Winning is the goal. And now they've gone past, Shedeur got to play. So you need to go ahead on and shift your methodology for your game plan to fit this young man who's a dog. So we can win. Now, mind you, that should have happened last week. But it seems they didn't want to go to the playoffs. Whether it was because of Shedeur or some other foolishness. Maybe they're trying to protect the 2 first-round picks they have from falling any further. I have no idea. But they clearly didn't want to go, and they let Stfansky mess it up. But this week, after watching Shedeur, after he was held back for a little bit in the beginning, let it rip, 4 touchdowns. But then they took him out the game at the end. Are we going to see any more of that? Are we going to see any more of that? So he already has to bend to off-schedule plays, which means when the play breaks down, Shedeur can improvise. Isn't that what an audible is? Isn't that why he has a sleeve? That shouldn't even be a point of conversation. Isn't that what this is for? Shedeur got a sleeve. He going to make something shake. But Stfansky didn't even want him to use the sleeve. See, Stefanski's problem is he controlling. And he probably controlling in his personal life, but we ain't talking about that. But understand, you don't normally deviate from your controlling behaviors, whether it's at home or at work. He's excessively controlling. And I don't think it's because he's worried about turnovers. That's not it. Because you worry more about turnovers than you are about losing. That's not it. I believe that is an excuse to be the person that he is. And you see it's working because he still got a job. I wouldn't give a damn. I'd be like, I'm going to need you to get the hell out of the way. Because I see the clear path to win with this kid right here. We can win these last 4 games. It don't even matter. We can make the fans happy. We can sell some season tickets. The fans don't care about the fans at all. But Andrew Berry does. Andrew Berry does. He talked about how it was embarrassing only winning 3 games. They still have only won 3 games. And they have to sit Stfansky down and tell him, one, winning is the goal. That's when they was at 2 games. They had to tell him to play Shedeur when they only won 2 games. It's not his rigid style of play. It's his controlling, bias, rooted personality. How the hell are y'all gonna get a Mendoza and let Stfansky be his coach? And there's nothing that makes me believe that the Mannings would let Arch come out of UT in 2027 and come into the draft in 2027, and Stfansky will be his coach. I bet you good money they fire him before that happens. Because don't nobody want to put up with him. I don't know why Haslam want to put up with him. He must be related to him because he's giving Nepo baby. But they probably know his father. But is that enough to risk your franchise behind? Hell no. So here's the thing. You still work here, so I'm going to need you. Shedeur need to be able to play. But here's the thing. They still let Stfansky get away last week, even though Shedeur could let it rip. They still let Stfansky hold it back. They still let Stfansky sabotage and weaken the O-line. They still let Stfansky hold back the defense. They still let Stfansky fix and rig the game. Racketeering. You see? That makes him a useful idiot. Now, why it is that the Browns want to lose when they know that this kid not going to get the blame for it, well, I guess we're going to have to go through the Browns game to see. Because I don't give a damn what happened. If Shedeur can go out there and throw the ball 45 times, it's going to be 4 touchdowns. Understand that. When he throw it 25 times, it's 2. So it makes no sense for them to allow Stfansky to keep running these dumb Wildcats to hold down the score unless it's about the spread. And that's where betting and Vegas comes in. And if that's what it is, it's a matter of time before people realize that they're looking at WWE. Do you really want to take a good competitive product that people love and pay good money, $600 seats, and dumb it down to WWE so Vegas can get rich? Really? That's where we at. That's the only reason you would fix the score of the game so the spread can be met. Now, the spread for this game is 2 touchdowns, but it's supposed to be the Bears. And it seems like every time Shedeur scores, and in this last game when he scored twice, they slowed the game down. And what does that look like? The O-line let him get pressured, which means he could get hurt. And I have a problem with that. And what else? The receivers can't catch the ball. Or you have people like the tight end that they let into the game, and number 72 causing penalties that negate plays that could take it to a touchdown outside the spread. Look for that. Look for these erroneous holding penalties, false starts, offsides that push them further back from scoring when they can score. Whether it's on 3rd down, and that's probably when it's going to happen. Because that's usually what happens. So if Stfansky has to bend by playing Shedeur, and you're going to have to get over yourself. And if Stfansky now has to bend and change his traditional play to let Shedeur improvise, and when the plays break down, Shedeur can improvise. If you have to have these conversations, I just think you have been doing this to other people, and it should be looked into. And I must go with the shot. And remember, that man told us Stfansky tried to break Deshaun down to a game manager. And notice, once Stfansky took over and Baker left, all of those quarterbacks were black. So he was allowed to break down each one of these black quarterbacks because Baker got out. Flacco came in. I don't know what kind of play he has. Maybe he is a game manager already. And that's why he was allowed to draft Dylan. Stfansky was allowed to draft Dylan. And the Browns weren't worried about winning. So it looks like they trying to get these two on Stfansky to change who he is so he can keep his job because he do such good work for them. But I don't think Shedeur should stay there with Stfansky. This game will tell you if it can work. Because if he gonna keep calling these damn Wildcats, people not gonna be okay with that. Because you fixing games. Why else do you call it that? They don't work. You're fixing the game. So Shedeur Sanders is better than Tom Brady already. So the people just need to get over with and stop trying to set up Shedeur. Shedeur is already better than Tom Brady. All right, so let's take a listen to wait, I might have one more thing. What was this? Oh, here we go. All right, so let's go into this. Cam Newton has some things to say about Stfansky. Then there's the topic of Colin Kaepernick should have been given an opportunity, and was there anybody better than Phillip Rivers? Name another quarterback that should have gotten an opportunity. If y'all can think of somebody else, I had Cam Newton and Colin Kaepernick. Is there somebody else that y'all think should have got a phone call about replacing these quarterbacks that's not working? Let me know who y'all think it is. Like I said, I have Cam Newton. I have Colin Kaepernick. Okay, so let's go into this. Let's go into this. All right. So, Boog had some things to say. Y'all know Boog knows the Sanders family. He's pretty much around the Sanders family. And remember, he was in Cleveland and they was trying to figure out who the hell he was. They so nosy. It said, so y'all are telling me that Shedeur stepped foot into camp. He couldn't read any defenses, but since he got the starting job, he's learned how to read defenses all of a sudden. So they taught Shedeur how to read them, but didn't teach Dylan Gabriel. And he was the only one actually playing. So Boog is calling out who I think is Mary Cabot for making these ridiculous statements. And even Jamie Foxx called her out, and Coach Prime reposted it. So I think it was Coach Prime, unless it was Deion Sanders Jr., but I have it saved, so we'll take a look at that. So understand this. Kevin Stefanski is getting the heat, and now Mary Cabot is getting her turn in the heat because, you know, people have receipts, and this is going to likely continue. This will likely continue, as it should, right? It said, and this is my comment when we were talking earlier today, some man who was making excuses for Stfansky said, oh, I think this was good for Shedeur to go through. He had to go through this, right? So he's a different person. I said, he ain't different. He cautious. He don't trust nobody. I wouldn't either. He's cautious. I said, nobody needs to be abused before they can be QB1. There is no excuse for abusing Shedeur, sabotaging Shedeur, holding Shedeur back, lying on Shedeur, constantly asking Shedeur to prove himself when Dylan proved nothing and still got the job. So everything that I said right there is how they got to their strategy. Oh, he's rigid. Oh, he's risk averse. Oh, he's hyper protective of the ball and abhors turnovers. So all of this that Stfansky did that you see here in front of you is being chalked up as he's rigid, traditional. I'm like, okay, y'all keep trying to save Stfansky from Stfansky, and Stfansky ain't trying to save himself. So stay tuned. Coach Prime. So this is what he was talking about, Mary Cabot, and Jamie Foxx called it out. Let's take a listen. And Coach Prime did say thank you at Jamie Foxx. So Coach Prime called it out as well, right? Let's have a listen.
It's not that they didn't think Shedeur had that kind of a high football acumen, because he does. But he was starting a little bit back further in the process of all the things that you have to do to go out there and play pro football, just in terms of the play calling and the sliding the protections and managing the motions and all that kind of stuff. He just had to get up to speed on that stuff.
And that's a bald-faced lie. Now, y'all know this is why Jamie Foxx said, knock it off. You see what she's talking about? Shedeur's better than Dylan with no help because he didn't have none. It's not like he went to Stfansky and Stfansky helped him. He had to go to Stfansky so Stfansky could see him because Stfansky often ignored Shedeur. And when he got called out, that's when he want to start touching on him. He don't even do that no more. He not even pretending no more. He can only pretend for so long because it's killing him. So she was basically saying Shedeur couldn't do this. Shedeur couldn't do that. That's why he was left behind. You see how they're trying to save Stfansky? Let's see if he saved them. Stay tuned.
But he has just gone lightning quick at coming up that learning curve. And here's something to remember. We have now heard from a number of people. He is in that office every single day with Kevin Stfansky, going over tape and learning this pro game. And I think that has helped him tremendously. So for the narrative that's out there that Kevin Stfansky has tried to sabotage him and that he doesn't like him, no. The reason why Shedeur has learned as quickly as he has is because of all that extra time that Kevin Stfansky has put in with him in that office.
Let's see if Kevin Stfansky saved them like they trying to save him. Let's just see. Because I don't even think they're trying to save him. I think
and it's not that they didn't think really Shedeur had that kind of a high football acumen.
Trying to save. Did you hear what she said? Did you hear what she said? The reason Shedeur in 3.5 games is better than Tom Brady in 3.5 games is because of all the time Stfansky spent with Shedeur. When Shedeur took the initiative and the players told us this, and they could see him in there, and went to Stfansky. All of the time that Stfansky has spent with Shedeur, Stfansky ignored Shedeur in the last 1 minute of the Ravens game. Didn't even talk to him. The scouting damn coach had to come over and talk to him and give him instruction. You see, she's not covering for Stfansky. She covering for herself because she lied and said Shedeur was falling behind in the processing and that it's not enough to learn the plays. You could have to execute them because the rumor was that Stfansky had Shedeur in front of everybody, making the same play over and over and over and over and over, humiliated him like he couldn't get it done. See, Mary Cabot, as much as she on camera, must have forgot that she been on camera the whole time. You see how she don't have no receipts? You see how we come with receipts? That's why she catching this heat. And y'all better make sure she get it. She deserves the heat because she lied on Shedeur. And she went right into that post-game press conference and didn't say anything about his accomplishments. And started talking about a damn interception. And he out here balling better than Tom Brady in 3.5 games. And in one game, his own damn coach was ignoring him on the sideline. They all want to cover for Stfansky. Let's see if he covered for them. I don't know why they're covering for that bump. All right, so this is the head coach of the Chicago Bears. A lot of people don't like what he said, so he already on that fugazi. Let me give you a little history real fast about the Chicago Bears. You know how we talk about the Cleveland Browns having a revolving door of quarterbacks? You know who has the second revolving door? The Chicago Bears. You know why this coach is likely talking about this? Because they trying to get rid of Caleb Williams. Remember I told you the Chicago Bears paid their D3 backup quarterback $10 million as in a way to intimidate and embarrass and put on the clock Caleb Williams. Yeah. The reason people are taking up for Stfansky is because they just like him, a demon. And Mary Cabot is one. Talking about Shedeur through 3.5 games have come up quickly. That's what Bug was referring to. So let me get this straight. Dylan is playing, but Shedeur is the one who couldn't learn defenses and learned them all of a sudden. Why would they take time to do that with Shedeur? He couldn't even get first team reps. They didn't help Shedeur do anything. And you see how they out here scrambling to come up with some cockamamie excuse? When I told y'all Kevin Stfansky was a legal liability, now you see it, right? Now you see it. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. And that's his business. Because he made choices to stick out his chest and humiliate and abuse Shedeur. And we ain't going to never forget it. And we got receipts. So Mary Cabot just flapping her gums because she don't have no receipts. So tell her to put up the receipts or it didn't happen. That's what you tell her. Put it up or it didn't happen. So the Chicago Bears probably working with the Browns to lose the game. Let's take a listen.
No, I think he's doing a great job as a rookie. He was able to sit in and soak in that offense over the course of the spring. And
now that's an excuse because he sat behind. He was able to soak in the offense. How the hell was he gonna soak it in? He talking about watching the games? Oh, okay. Soak in what? A 2-8 record? How to lose? Are you serious? Because he just like them. All they doing is identifying themselves. Every time you hear one of them make excuses, and that should tell you the Chicago Bears gonna work with the Browns, just like the Ravens did. Pay attention.
Summer and early in the season, and you can tell that that's probably benefited him to a degree because now he's able to go out there and let it loose.
He's able to go out there and let it loose. Didn't Shedeur go out there and let it loose against the Panthers? Remember, we talked about this with the Panthers game on how it is that they ignored Shedeur's accomplishments in the Panthers game. Now he can go let it loose. He let it loose in the Panthers game, and they totally ignored it. And you know what Kevin Stfansky's takeaway from the Panthers game was about Shedeur, other than some shit he needs to learn? We're going to have to put him down. And he proceeded to do so, having him sacked 5 times. What idiot said that on camera about a quarterback and go have them sacked in the next game? Like people can't put it together with some other evidence. Are you serious right now? The way he dehumanized him and dismissed him and couldn't even say his damn name at times and offered no transparency. The players had to come and be transparent. It's crazy to me how the public had to hold Stfansky accountable. How the players whose contracts demand loyalty, Jerry Jeudy, Denzel Ward, and Myles Garrett had to speak out to tell us Shedeur was ready. It's crazy how Tommy Reese was the only coach over there willing to go on the record to tell us Shedeur was ready, but he'd have been turncoat. I swear, I don't know what it is they say, or if they show up at these people's house in black, I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, it takes them from a person who's decent and it turns them into a demon to stand against Shedeur because somebody told you to. I have no idea what it is, but we're going to find out one day. It's going to come out because somebody on the inside is going to do what was being done in summer training. Leak some text messages. And don't forget, I got some of them text messages. It's crazy how nobody on the inside wants to speak up and continue to speak up. But the people that do get retaliated against, coerced, intimidated. That's just crazy. Just crazy. No inside leadership at all. And I think Stfansky's supposed to be the leader because, hell, he don't respect Andrew Berry. So this coach ain't no different. He like-minded. They probably going to help.
Rookie, he was able to sit in and soak in that offense over the course of the spring and the summer and early in the season. And you can tell that that's probably benefited him to a degree because now he's able to go out there and let it loose. He does a great job of, extending the play and creating on his own as well. So I think Stfansky does a phenomenal job. He's played with not only Shedeur, but also, the other rookie quarterback. And I think he does what he can to help those guys develop. And
he does what he can to help those guys develop. Making excuses. You know why? Because he a head coach. I bet his practices don't go like that. I bet you $10 his practices don't go. Anything. I bet his training camp wasn't like that. Despite who it was that was paying a backup $10 million, Caleb is still the starter. How many times was he taken out the game on a Wildcat? How many other teams take their quarterback out? None. It's not because Stefanski's rigid. He's using his traditional approach as an excuse, as a mask to pick and choose who to hold back.
And find some easy completions to get them in a rhythm and get them going. And they're dangerous players. I mean, they can get hot and make you hurt in a hurry. So last 3 weeks, you kind of feel a little bit of a spark there on offense with Shedeur out there.
And why is that? Because he finally had more than 25 reps. But we saw the spark in the Ravens game when it ended. That was the most watched, viewed clip of a touchdown that wasn't. You would have thought like Harold Fanning Jr. Gage caught that damn ball. But that left people wanting more, and that's when they started holding this team accountable. But Stfansky thought he was going back to Dillon after that game. He quickly said at a press conference, "Oh, Dillon will be back." And he got vetoed again. Let me tell you what I'm seeing from the outside looking in holistically. You got this guy who's a coach on the same level as Stfansky, trying to give Stfansky credit for helping, saying Shedeur learned by hanging back. Stfansky did all he could do, and that's probably why. Another way, just like Stfansky, just like Mary Cabot, that tells you within the NFL, they've been having conversations on the talking points that need to go out to make it appear that Stfansky was not sabotaging Shedeur. And you know how you know this? Because Mary Cabot used the word sabotage. Yep. He's in trouble. And they trying to save him. But he ain't trying to save himself. Because if he was, when they sat down and talked to him about Shedeur letting it rip, Stfansky still held it back and still went on with them foolish Wildcats. That's how I know he's not helping himself or them. He don't give a damn. But they dumb enough to keep protecting him. So we'll see what this Bears game is like. Let's see if the Bears want to put their shit on the line for Stfansky, like Mary Cabot is, putting her career on the line for Stfansky. Just crazy. Like they think people dumb. All right, so I have one more here. Oh, I like this one. This was Hall of Famer Kurt Warner talking about Shedeur Sanders has shown he is a franchise QB. Now, I like this one. I think this is the interview I noticed how he was talking. Just take a listen. He said some good things, but listen to the delivery. I think this is the one. Hold on.
But each game he's made some plays and he's made some big time throws and some throws that you look and you say, those are NFL throws. Those are NFL plays that he's making. As with any rookie, not a finished product yet. There's things you want to see get better, but I think he's shown enough and he's earned the right to say, show us that you can be.
Did you notice it was cut? Did you notice it was cut? Did you notice it was cut? Did you notice he earned the right to be what? And they cut it.
A starting NFL quarterback.
Did he say franchise?
And lead a franchise. And that to me is what Shedeur has shown in these 3 games and maybe, more so than any yesterday. I thought he made
more so than any yesterday.
A number of really good plays. He showed the accuracy that he had in college, the touch on the football. He throws a very catchable ball. And he's shown that he can make some of those big time throws. But he's
so basically, I don't know why they cut it like that, but he's basically saying, more than any Shedeur. They don't want to say more than Dillon. Anybody else notice that they don't want to compare Shedeur to Dillon? They want to compare Shedeur. Shedeur gets compared to Tom Brady. Shedeur gets compared to Joe Burrow because he broke records and set records. Where's the comparison for Shedeur instead of Shedeur and Cam? Because that game has come and gone. Where the hell is the comparison to Shedeur in his 3 first games? First 3 games versus Dillon. Where's that comparison? I haven't seen it. Do I need to do it myself?
Each game he's made some plays and he's made some big time throws and some throws that you look and you say, those are NFL throws. Those are NFL plays that he's making. As with any rookie, not a finished product yet. There's things you want to see get better, but I think he's shown enough.
Why do they have to say that? Why do they have to say he's not a finished product? He's going to get better. Is that not understood? Because who said he was perfect? And they always quantify it by saying, he's not perfect. We never said he was. Matter of fact, nobody said he was. But y'all said he wasn't good. You didn't take him off the draft board because he wasn't perfect. You said he wasn't good. And Andrew Berry said what? Because I got receipts. His skill set costs too much for the first round. So let's see you partake in it for $975,000. And the way you let Kevin Stfansky abuse him, you didn't want to do that. You didn't even have a plan to do that. And you still let Kevin Stfansky, even though Shedeur can make off-schedule plays and let it rip, and Haslam could tell him, Coach Prime, let's say Shedeur has a good game. You still let Stfansky run them stupid Wildcats. Let's see if he allowed to run them dumb Wildcats this time. Or if the Chicago Bears go change the way they play football to help the Browns, just like the Ravens did. Because they rather help the Browns lose than help Caleb win, because that's what happened to Lamar. That's exactly what happened to Lamar. All right, so this is Shady McCoy. He just gonna let it rip and say what he says, and of course I agree. So
good. He look good. He look more confident. Every game you see him play, you're gonna see the swagger come out, the more confidence. You see the trash talking. You see him and Simmons today talking back and forth. Yep. Simmons is probably the best D tackle on the Titans for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, going at it, and I just think that Shedeur is gonna get more reps, more time, more reps, more time, more reps. He's gonna get better. Only thing that's gonna hold Shedeur Sanders back is his coach, Kevin Stfansky.
That's it.
How the hell does this kid get you down there to the goal line? Y'all score, and then you take him out for the extra point? What are we doing? Everybody has their own journey, right? God has the plans for everybody. And it's obvious that Shedeur, he went through all this stuff to get where he is right now, and the coach is still holding him back. Right. Shedeur will be hard to game plan for, yo. Because right now, like, I don't know his ceiling. He look good.
Right.
He look more confident.
You don't know his ceiling. And here's the thing. It is harder for the other team to game plan for Shedeur because Stfansky held Shedeur back so much. How the other team gonna stop him? If you want us to stop him, you're gonna have to help us stop him because you didn't let us see him play. We don't even know where the ceiling at. They held him back in the last game and he had 393 yards. I guarantee you, if he played from beginning to end, not taken out, not held back, not sabotaged by his own O-line, his mama was right. 500 yards. Easy. And that's what they don't want. So if the Bears need help to take down Shedeur, because as you heard the coach say, they can get dangerous. What did Shedeur say? Imagine if I get a full off season, it can get dangerous. So Shedeur was right, and people thought he was being cocky. See, they're not mad. They don't think he cocky. They know he right. And they know Shedeur gonna elevate the game so high. The people that they want to come in who they know are mediocre, but they want to give a pass to, ain't gonna be able to hold a candle. And you could go ahead on and draft whoever it is the hell that you want to draft. But when they got to face off against Shedeur Sanders, and that game ain't gonna be rigged, it's gonna show you up again. And again, every single time. You want to get Mendoza? Okay. Put him on the field against Shedeur and let it be quarterback against quarterback. People say Mendoza is just the eugenics pick because he's 6'5", but that's about it. And they pick like that, right? Tyler Shaw, there was no reason to draft Tyler Shaw. They were trying to sing Tyler Shaw praises for 144 yards, and Shedeur finished with 393 yards. Nobody give a damn about 144 yards. Don't nobody want to see that. That's high school. Hell, you go to Colorado and only got 144 yards as quarterback. You trash. You trash. We expect better than that. Because every quarterback they get has deep ball accuracy. And the only time they're going to struggle is when the offensive coordinator, like Pat Schumer, or over here in Cleveland, Kevin Stfansky, hold them back. And that's exactly what Shady is saying. Shedeur's biggest opponent every week is Kevin Stfansky. It's shame on Haslam for not firing Stfansky before this game so he could treat the fans to the last 4 games all-out football. That's why they need new ownership. Protecting Stfansky is not the way. So shout out to Shady McCoy for speaking the truth, and all the smoke is calling out Acho. I know he's feeling burned right now because, yeah. All right, let's listen to this one. Some of y'all like Rizzo. I don't have a problem with Rizzo, but I ain't stupid. I can see what he be doing sometimes. But he gung-ho about Shedeur, but he knows some other things too, right? About the Mannings and what the real plan is. And that's why when he say, I think you don't like Shedeur, I'm like, you think or you know? Because you know what it is. All right. Tony Grossi can't know everything, and Rizzo don't, right?
And there were agendas. And only now have we really seen it play out.
Is he the best quarterback? Was he the best quarterback in July in Berea. Yes.
The QB tracker says so.
Nobody could see that.
How could nobody see it? And it was a whole damn QB tracker.
Does that bother you that your professional football organization could not identify the best quarterback in their own building?
Could not identify or choose not to identify. Could not identify or choose to ignore the best. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. The way he frames things to really give him a pass, but I'm asking a question to seem like I'm holding accountable. No, you're not. When you say could not, are you shocked that your professional football organization could not? You should be shocked that your professional organization refused to acknowledge the best person with them damn trackers that were out there. And they made the damn trackers. But how many times did they hold Stfansky accountable for ignoring the results on the tracker? How many times did they hold them accountable? So that's why I say you better filter everything you hear from this channel. And not what she says.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Riz, we asked a Survey Wednesday question roughly around the beginning of the year. And we asked biggest concern headed into the season. And I said agendas.
And there were agendas.
And only now have we really seen it play out that the agenda for whether it be Flacco, whether it be Pickett, whether it be Gabriel, whoever wanted to be smarter and right ended up being wrong.
So he's basically saying that we're now seeing the agendas play out. How long we been calling out the sabotage? They're calling it agendas. It's sabotage. Ladies and gentlemen, the agenda is to sabotage. Long have we been calling it out? It's disingenuous to say you're just now seeing the agendas play out. The agenda is sabotage. Agendas don't stand alone. They have a motive, sabotage. And it's been happening since rookie training camp. You can go back to the end of rookie training camp, look at those trackers, Shedeur. Before even add the veterans to the mix at mandatory camp, Shedeur. Before training camp ended, Shedeur won. How many times did they call this out? Because those were agendas to ignore the facts that Shedeur won. Kevin Stfansky ain't getting no pass. Because we got receipts. Agendas. The damn agenda is sabotage. And you see how they disingenuous with it? They skirting the line. That's why I say you better filter everything you hear. So that's them. And then I want to get to Cam. Let's see. All right, here we go. Cam was upset. And rightfully so, right? Cam's sick of these people. And he should be, right? Because they keep scoring him over. And I think Cam's starting to get the message that it wasn't his personality as to why they didn't call him. They ain't have no problem with Colin Kaepernick's personality. They had a problem with Kaepernick and Cam both being black. And they're going to add to 17-32. And they don't want that. They don't want that. We're trying to reduce the numbers. So we're not calling you, Cam. We're not calling you Kaepernick. Hell, we didn't want Shedeur to get out here. But 12 million people. 12 million people. See, that's why y'all got to get y'all an army before y'all leave college. The money ain't going to save you.
Like, what are we doing here? It's Bush League activity that's going on in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And when is somebody going to wake up, realize, open their eyes, it's like, yo, hey, he's a two-time head coach of the, like, bro, that's cool and all, but dog, how you've handled this situation has been something that is not acceptable.
And when you
like, what are we doing here? It's Bush League activity that's going on in Cleveland.
And when is somebody what is Bush League? What is Bush League? I need to know. What is Bush League? I don't even know what the hell that is my damn self. All right, this way y'all gonna educate me. This way y'all gonna educate me. What is Bush League? What is Bush League? Oh Lord. Okay. All right. Let me stop sharing for a minute. All right, we're gonna stop right there. Can y'all tell me what is Bush League? Can y'all tell me what is Bush League, please? And I'm getting ready to go to the comments. I just wanted y'all to hear Cam. He said it's Bush League activity going on in Cleveland. And I just need to know what is Bush League. All right. So please answer it in the comments and let me know you're referencing Bush League. Let me make sure he finished everything he had to say. Okay, hold on 1 second. We got to get through this because I say this so we can laugh at it because it's true, but it's funny. Cam is hilarious. And Cam, it's not your personality. Too many people love you for that. All right. All right, let's start from the beginning. Because honestly, I don't know what Bush League is. But Cam, I hope y'all tell me. Sounds like it's amateurish, I'm assuming. All right, let's go.
You're gonna wake up, realize, open their eyes. It's like, yo, hey, he's a 2-time head coach of the. Like, bro, that's cool and all, but dog, how you've handled this situation has been something that is not acceptable.
And when you
like, what are we doing here? It's Bush League activity that's going on in Cleveland.
mm-hmm.
And when is somebody gonna wake up, realize, open their eyes? It's like, yo, hey, he's a 2-time head coach of the. Like, bro, that's cool and all, but dog, how you've handled this situation has been something that is not acceptable.
And when you
So that's it. All right. So, all right. I'm headed over to the comments. I'm going to turn some music on. I'm going to turn it down so I don't talk so loud over it. Bush League. I'm looking for the answer in the comments, and I'm getting ready to go and see what y'all thinking about all of this. Stfansky being protected, people coming up with excuses because he's in trouble. He's in trouble. And I personally don't see no way out. And they crazy for helping him because I don't think he gonna help them. I don't. If he was gonna help them, he wouldn't call them damn Wildcats last week. See, that's why I say y'all putting y'all stuff on the line for Stfansky. He ain't gonna put himself on the line for y'all. He finna do what he wanna do. All right, let's go. All right. Turn this down a little bit. All right, here we go. All right, getting up to the top. Hit the like button for me, guys. That's over 200 of us. Hit the like button for me, please. Thank you. All right, here we go, Ramon. Thank you. It said what she said sports, the baddest show on the planet. Thank you so much. It says the liars are fighting each other on social media, and the CU aunties, uncle, and grannies keep applying pressure. I know that's right. That's right. I know that's right. That's facts, bro. I'm like, we are not playing. So y'all go sit down somewhere. It said what she said sports is the baddest show on the planet. Please hit the like button and subscribe. You will be glad you did. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Hey, Peter, welcome back. Hey, Gracie, welcome back. Free to go. Facts. What it do? Hey there, everybody. It said we'll have 7,000 by the end of the year. You might be right about that. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Raina, how you doing? Welcome. Welcome, Raina. It said we are in the building. Hey, Sharon, how you doing? Hey, faithful believer, hit the like button. All right. It said, yep, I don't think anyone wants Kevin. Would you look at that? Seems like some karma may show up quicker than anticipated. Right? Because guess what? Now he got to go along to get along. He already pretended, and he stopped pretending because he thought he was going to throw a tantrum and run to the NFL by way of Albert Breer. And when Albert Breer put up that story, a lot of people really didn't pick it up. They just said Stfansky wanted out, right? When people found out he wanted out, he didn't get the reaction that he wanted. He thought because he wanted to leave, I don't know who he thought was going to beg him to stay, but people were like, pack your rags and get the hell on. Because, bye, Stfansky, right? That's not what he expected. People started talking about who the next coach was going to be. And he thought he could get a job somewhere. You have made yourself a walking liability. Why would a franchise hire you? They fan base. If he go to a team in a bigger market, they not putting up with that. They are not putting up with that. They are not putting up with that foolishness. It said, oh, more good posts moving. What it say? Oh, more goal posts. Yep, moving the goal posts. It said, I figured it out. Stfansky did not want any of their draft picks, hungry dogs, to be successful, so the GM will be fired instead of him. Totally agree. Remember when I said he don't respect Andrew Berry, because Berry's job is to pick the people and put him out there. He don't want to do that. So you're right. He doesn't respect Barry, and he wanted Barry to be fired. And didn't y'all say that y'all thought Barry had already got a promotion? That would be the goal if something happened spontaneously, because he could get a promotion after the season, but the goal could be the same. Somebody else to come in. And understand this, Haslam could be playing in Stfansky's face by Stfansky thinking, oh good, Andrew Barry gonna get moved on. He probably move up, if anything, but he might stay in his role. And then a new GM come in, or Rizzo been calling for Peyton Manning. I don't see the Mannings fooling with Stfansky. I just don't. He's too much of a clown coach. Nobody's fooling with that. There people not going to be arguing with him on trying to take Arch Manning and turn him into no damn villain. Heck no. So he could get played, and a new GM could come in, and Andrew Barry could move up just to make some separation between the two, and then let the new GM come in and fire him. Because if he had gone to New York or any other team, that would be the goal. Let him get transferred out, and we'll fire him when he get over there. And he can't be mad. And honestly, I think that's what they're trying to prevent. There is no reason for forcing him to bend. Because I asked the question when I started, what happens when you force a controlling narcissist who's arrogant and absolutely has to have their way to bend to somebody else's will? I'm going to be looking for the answer in the comments. So shout out to Knightsville. That's correct. That's correct. It said, free to go. Hey, what she said, it said, grand evening, ready for new knowledge, Black Power, facts. It says, so it's being said that that's not true. I don't know why people keep running with that damn theory. If you would just Google it, that is not true. It said Shedeur writes his own plays. That's what Stfansky's talking about every morning. Yeah, he don't like that. Why? Because he's controlling at home and at work. Exactly, that's what it is. It said, Mary Liars, that line, Kevin. It said Kevin molded Shedeur into the player he is. These people are crazy toxic, right, and desperate. Crazy toxic and desperate. It said Mary Kay and Tom G out here. Who is Tom G? Out here. Oh, Tony Gross. Tony Grossy out here lying and telling people Stfansky is the reason for 12 performances. I don't even think nobody believed them. It said, because why? Did you hear the two guys talking, Rizzo and the other one, and they was talking about these agendas? We already heard about the agendas from white people. So white people already knew Stfansky had an agenda. So if Stfansky had an agenda and the agenda was to sabotage, leave Shedeur out, how the hell he would help Shedeur? He didn't. I was reading an article today, because I'm going back and looking at stuff. I was reading an article today from August that Dylan Gabriel was hurt, as well as Kenny Pickett. And the reporter was asking Stfansky about Shedeur getting first team reps ahead of the Philly game. If you got Dylan injured and you have Pickett injured, he still refused to say whether or not Shedeur was going to get first team reps. He was still being evasive about first team reps before the Philly game for Shedeur, but he helped Shedeur. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So those three just running around making themselves look slow because nobody's believing that. The white people knew there was an agenda, and the black people saw the sabotage. So who are you trying to convince? Honestly, let's be honest. Who are you trying to convince? It said, no imagination, stop Stfansky and be a real coach. Right, take accountability for your sabotage. 12 million followers have, and will continue to hold your bad lies accountable. That is all facts. And now Mary Catherine finna catch this heat too. It said, no, too many people can see what they're doing. The NFL had to stop for a while until the heat is off. The NFL, these billionaire owners think that we slow. Right. And what have I said? Just because you think we slow, just because you think that we dumb, it don't mean we dumb because you think that. In fact, it proves that you are. Why the hell would we be dumb? Right? Just because you can control and intimidate and coerce and manipulate the situation, it don't mean we don't. And just because you control those players on your payroll, you can't control the fans. And that's where they're running into a problem. Like somebody said, yeah, I think the Colt here in Cleveland talking about Shedeur's fan base, is why no coach will find the job attractive. I said, first of all, it's a red flag that a head coach is dodging accountability. And secondly, a fan base is not a cult. They just don't want to accept the fact that the fans are holding them accountable, so they want to repackage it as a cult. You see? And these were people that claim that they like Shedeur. They don't like Shedeur, and they don't like accountability. That's it. They just want to run their damn mouth. It says Shedeur enemy is now his footstool, and that's Kevin Stfansky. That's well said. Well said. It said, look at the ESPN 30 for 30. Okay, I don't know why y'all keep talking about that. I don't want to have to bang y'all from the chat. I really don't, but I might have to. It said the person is not related to Kevin. Right, just Google. It's so simple. It said those days of being subservient. Oh, facts. And Mel Kiper Jr. said it. He said the NFL needs to get over itself. When he was upset about what they did to Shedeur, and when he called it disgusting, I knew he realized it was racist. Because that's the only thing that people call it. When people say disgusting, they talk about racist. He said that the NFL needs to get over itself. Because these young men are coming out of college as millionaires with fan bases because of social media. He said that NFL needs to get over themselves. Let's see if it happened yet. And how many times have I said, I want to see what they do when primetime JJ come out. That kid got, you talking about some, he don't have 12 million followers, but he damn sure got a follower in Ohio State. It said, except Mary Kay, she done went bad calling Shedeur dumb. And with the help from Stfansky, Shedeur done went from third to senior high school. Right? He done went from third grade to senior high school in 3 damn days. How many practices? Has he even had 10 damn practices yet? I'm like, that's crazy. But Shedeur told him what was going to happen. He said, if I have a whole offseason, it can get dangerous. They come out, oh, he's cocky. All y'all did was expose who is upholding white supremacy in the NFL. We appreciate you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Because we now see. We now see it. It said the rejected will be respected all day. All day. When people show you who they are and what they are capable of doing to you, believe it. That O-line is broken and there is no guarantee Cleveland will fix it. The O-line is not broken. Let's just be crystal clear. The O-line is not broken. I showed you in the Ravens game how they formed Fort Knox around Dylan, who wasn't going to do nothing. But they were sparse with Shedeur. The O-line is not broken. If it was truly broken, they would have fixed it. Because they would have needed it to protect Dylan. They showed you they know how to protect Dylan. And they showed you they was not interested in protecting Shedeur. So when Dylan's little girlfriend was saying everybody, she was talking about the O-line that didn't protect for Shedeur. Toxic culture starts at the top. It said Browns offense look better with Shedeur at QB. Yeah, it does. It said peace and blessings. The Browns look like a contender. And somebody said today, you know, it's a fair question to ask, what would the Browns be had Shedeur started in week 1? I'm like, well, then ask it. They will be in the playoffs. And that's what they didn't want. They didn't want to go to the playoffs. They wanted to lose. So they did. That's why they got Dylan. They were going to get Shedeur. And they were going to win. But they decided to lose. Have somebody justify it. And you wonder why the ticket's $7. Because you decided to lose. And people could see it. And Stfansky wasn't even interested in taking Dylan out. He was just going to lose all the way. I'm like, you won 3 games last year. And you have only won 2. And you're not trying to win 3. And you mad because they want to win. Because he wasn't trying to win. I don't even think you can win with his offense. I really don't. Rotate through 5 or 6 quarterbacks. You ain't even got no quarterback. There have been 11 quarterbacks in Cleveland since Stfansky got there. 11. How many quarterbacks the Kansas City Chiefs had since 2020? Somebody let me know. It said Kevin has abused the entire team mentally. Those grown men are punished when celebrating, right? Facts. That's it. That's it. It said, I believe her name is Mary Kay, NFL Sports Insider, announced that Cleveland is quietly looking for a new head coach. What if they offer the position to Prime? They should, in my opinion. I asked the poll if people thought that Coach Prime should go to, should he be the next head coach? I said, yeah, but 65% said no. They think he should stay at Colorado. I'm like, as soon as y'all realize that Colorado trying to get rid of Coach Prime, come see me. Come see me. Because that's why I asked the question. When you have your athletic director moved out the way a year before departure and given a cushy job, and then the Big 12 GM starts trashing the program when there are 16 programs that you can spread around that trashing, and then Coach Prime can't get no money, and what they said was, if you go to Georgia or Alabama, if they can't help you, no need to come to Colorado because we don't have the resources. Then they put out the story 24 hours before signing day. They already lost three recruits after the GM came out. But 24 hours before signing day, they put out this little story about the finances, basically saying they're going to be broke until 2026. They trying to run off Coach Prime. And he know his replacement is already probably on the ground. If not, he'll be on his way soon. And guess what? I'm not the only person who knows that that's his replacement. Google it. A lot of people realize that. He does too. So he does too. It said there is a big difference between a game manager and a leader. Yep. And Myles Garrett said it. Shedeur has the heart of a leader. He is a leader. He is a leader. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Julian. It says Shedeur is there changing protections at the line of scrimmage. Right. And they hate that because they want Shedeur to get out there and call whatever cockamamie play they came with. And if it don't work, just what you want him to do? Just take a knee? Like, when the play fails, you don't want him to get it together and make something else happen or extend the plays. But they love when Pat Mahomes do it. They love when Pat Mahomes extend plays. But they don't want Shedeur to do it because they want him to fail, because we don't want Shedeur to be our franchise quarterback. And I'm like, there's an easy solution to that. Trade him. But see, that was never an option because they had 2 opportunities. And you think they will be talking about it now. They don't want to trade Shedeur. They just want to torture him and bury him on the depth chart. It's already written for 12. He will, in fact, be legendary. Right. And how many people got mad because his slogan was be legendary? He couldn't even manifest greatness. It said Tom Brady can take credit for development he ran with Shedeur as a teenager, Brady mode. And don't forget, Select QB been working out with Shedeur since high school. And don't forget Jeff Blake. It said Tom Brady doesn't want to admit it either. That's why Shedeur isn't with the Raiders. Right. And they're talking about Dante Moore going over there. I'm like, okay, have fun with that. Because you showed block Shedeur with Geno Smith and you ain't happy with that. Honestly, Peyton and Brady helped Shedeur. Gave him some pointers. It says Stfansky 0. It said in these last 4 games, I'd like to see Shedeur throw for 1,000 yards or more. Okay. 1,000 yards? Okay. Shedeur is already legendary. Thank you. He came in the league legendary, and they were upset about that because they believe their platform is they can wield it to make whoever they want to make. You ain't making these kids no more. They coming out of college. Millionaires. Have y'all watched the latest? I think I reposted it. The latest GQ. What did you buy with your first million? Somebody just took their family to Disneyland. You know why? Because that wasn't his first million. The NFL don't even want to change up the way it receives the rookies because it wants to pretend that they're not stars already. Because see, they came in broke previously, so they never looked at you as a star because you needed them. Wait till one of these stars decides to walk away. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on somebody that was supposed to be drafted. Well, you know what? I'm good. Yeah. That's why you don't want them making the money in college. It said Bears shaking in their cleats. It said Shedeur will light up the Bears defense like a 25-foot Christmas tree. Right, I agree. It said, well, the veteran center is out this game, so-called injury. Right. And how did that work out? 2 games ago, the first of the 2-game series, he had a leg injury and they took him out. We talked about it. I said, oh, here we go. They're going to put in the lesser talented center and Shedeur going to get pressured. And did. Then it happened again. And now he's injured. So if you didn't want him to be injured, why didn't you just take him out when the leg was problematic the first time? Because you wanted to make it look real. You kept putting him back in there and kept taking him out because you needed Shedeur to look okay for a little bit of time. But as the game went on, you wanted to look like he couldn't keep up. I hope Stfansky knows. It's, like Cam Newton say, I mean, I'm like, how the hell did you get these 2 awards? Those awards were to lend Stfansky credibility. He didn't have none. He really didn't. It's all about who he knew. Instead, while everyone is talking about Tom Brady and Peyton Manning developing Shedeur, let's not overlook Daryl Cooper Jr., who's facts. And they don't want that kid to be successful. And why is that? Manning Passing Academy. They want that to be where the athletes go. Because Daryl Cooper Jr. got them quarterbacks over there. If you go to his page, his YouTube page, hell, he got stars over there. But see, Dylan went to the Manning Passing Academy, right? Shedeur, Cam, Robbie Ashford, who they already robbed in the game, all of them over there with. And now the kid's coming out of high school. He got high school. He got a roster over there. He got a roster. I was shocked. I was like, NFL don't swoop him up. They will. They will if they want to move him out the way. But he probably likes what he does and ain't trying to move on. He like what he does. And hell, he got damn good HBCU quarterbacks over there. It's going to be hard to overlook some of these HBCU quarterbacks. It's going to be damn hard. So, because I don't know how many they've taken from over there recently in modern times. It said these Midwest teams need retractable roofs like the Detroit Lions. It's getting too cold for playing outside. Right. Global warming. Totally agree. That pretty house Shedeur has is a rental. Yeah, it's beautiful though. It says Shedeur had several QB coaches, including Quincy Avery, who's the Deshaun Watson coach. And I think the center might be out the rest of the season. Basically, Shedeur playing with a second string O-line, right? Second and a third string O-line. So they could easily fall on the ground because that's what they did in the last game. If Stfansky was so worried about the turnover, 6-24 record would be 24-6. Right. That's an excuse. That's an excuse to try to whitewash this issue and get away from sabotage to go to more. I'm concerned about winning, so I don't want to turn over the ball. You have won 6 games in 2 years, and you out of 5 or 6 seasons, you have only had 2 winning seasons. That's it. And they trying to protect him, and he not even trying to protect himself. Stay tuned. Stay tuned before he embarrassed him. Stay tuned. It said Kirk Cousins is leading a comeback. Yup. Kirk Cousins is hot garbage. Shedeur Sanders is going to be better than Tom Brady with the right coach and the GM around him. And that's the key. That's the key. The right coach and GM. Shedeur just needs to be an organization that wants to win. That's it. I hate to say it, but he's self-sufficient and they made him that way. Right? He was already good when he came in. They just tried to hold him back and couldn't. So you would think that because the Browns want to get somebody else next year or year after next, they would, you know what? Since Shedeur out here balling and his stock is up here, why don't we trade him? In fact, that was discussed after the Panthers game because his stock was up here. It was said we should have traded him then. You should trade him now. They don't want to trade him. And they don't want to get rid of Stfansky. So let's see what happens. They just want a mess on their hands. Shedeur pushing for the hungry dogs, players to replace veterans. Those are people he trusts. He mentioned Luke. Yep, he said Luke was coming in. Shout out to you, Marcus. Thank you so much. Thank you. Stfansky might be owned by the mob of the owner. It said because someone needs to be investigated, right? I mean, it's glaring to the point that you like, why the hell are y'all protecting him? Do you just not want to win, or like what service that he's provided? Because he only got 2 winning seasons, and I know them awards were fake, and he a trash coach. And even other coaches have asked, I don't know how he still have a job. It's something. I'm like, I don't know what it is, but maybe we'll find out one day, but I sure ain't looking for it. It said, stop it with all of that wild mess. That's what I'm saying. It said, Shedeur just got to stay injury-free. That's it. Last 4 games. Trap games. He got to survive these last 4 trap games. Another 2% battery life for him. Yup. It said, there's a reason why old school is called old school. I'm worried he'll get hurt due to bad play calls. He done made it this far. Hopefully it won't happen. Here's what's going to happen. I want you to think about the Ravens games and how they really tried to blitz him like that, right? You have to look out for things like that where they tried to hit him. Now, Simmons explained that, he was coming at Shedeur like that because he's a rookie, like a little hazing type situation. I didn't like it, but that's what he said. Because he talked to Shedeur afterwards and was like, no, you out here doing good. So he was like, I had to make sure he knew he was a rookie. So you have people like that who want, Shedeur to be welcome to the NFL moment, right? But then you have people like Stfansky who want to take down their own quarterback, enlisting the defense on the other team, which is fixing games. See, they want to overlook the sabotage. And you know why they don't want to peel back the layer on the sabotage? Because it's fixing games. The sabotage is fixing games. They don't want to call that out. So they don't even want to call it sabotage. They just want to explain it away as something else. Okay. All right. We not blind. And people going to be calling it out. Shedeur been writing plays since age 8. It said Mary Kay is trying to help Kevin Stfansky keep his job. Agreed. She is trash too. Why? Why? Because she just like him. So if he get fired, she could get fired. She trying to protect herself too. Understand that because she lied as well. It says Sunday in Chicago is going to be bad. Freezing in the teens, snow and ice, which probably a heavy dose of running. Question, is the sun going to be out? That's what matters. Is the sun going to be out? Because if the sun come out and the game is at 1 o'clock Eastern, Chicago is central. It's noon. So if the sun is out, that makes a difference. Because the closer you are to the sun, it makes a big difference. So I'm going to be positive and hope that it's sunny. Because it can be sunny and cold. It don't have to be rainy. It just could be cold and sunny. So let's see what happens there. It says, so now Dylan is no longer the super processor computer. Hell, he never was. I agree. Cam Newton and Colin Kaepernick. Yep. So we were talking about players that are available to come in and step in, but things don't work out. Like with Daniel Jones, they didn't even want to go back to Anthony Richardson. They went and got 250 plus pounds Phillip Rivers, 2% battery life at the age of 44. So I asked, just in case you're not joining us, who else is out there that should get a call? Cam Newton never retired, and Colin Kaepernick apparently is still available as well. Who else? So Gracie said she agreed. Cam Newton and Colin Kaepernick. It said meth is a hell of a drug. Yep, it is. It is. It totally is. It said, remember who Shedeur Sanders' father, number 2, is? Had an elite training and preparation long before Stfansky sabotage. Knock off the bull jive, please, Mary Kay. That's facts. That's facts. Less facts. It said, let's see if Stfansky can put that time into Dylan and develop Dylan. Dylan had a whole off season, and it did nothing. Nothing. And they were trying to say on somebody's platform today that he still has a place in the NFL. I mean, imagine if he really didn't, right? Imagine if they we can't do nothing with you. What does that say? So they got to find him a place. They got to find him a place. How you going to say he a 3rd round pick, but you don't have nowhere for him to go? Even though he an undrafted free agent, but you propped him up. So now you're responsible for what happens to him. It's a whole lot of trouble happening out here. Whole lot of covering up. It said lightning quick. Really, Mary? It said you want to lose your job. Yep. That's it. That boy wig. Mary Kay only brought up Shedeur coming into the office every day because Myles Garrett said it. Right. Myles Garrett already told us Shedeur took the initiative to go to Kevin. She thinks she's saying something. People don't believe her. I don't even know if anybody believes her. I think people see her as problematic as they see Stfansky because we heard her say things. Oh, well, Dylan already had first team reps with the first and the second team, and Shedeur hasn't earned that. I'm like, okay, with the first team offense and defense, but Shedeur hasn't earned that. Shedeur, see, that's why she protected Stfansky, because she lied. How foolish does she look? Well, people are saying Shedeur is light years better than that other guy, the other rookie. They ain't going to remember his name next year unless they know him personally. How many quarterbacks come and go and you don't know their damn name? Dylan going to be one of them. Yep, I got receipts. It said, remember 12 got into first team reps during training, got no first team reps, right? So they trying to say he didn't get no first team reps, but Kevin Stfansky helped him. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. And as early or as late as the Ravens game, he ignored him on the sidelines, which is why he was posturing every time after that, because people called it out. Yeah, they can't win. And I said, there's nowhere to hide. You can't win this. She don't even have receipts when she's talking. She just saying stuff. It said they laughed at throwing in the trash can, janitors, dogs, and cats, right? Facts. How humiliating, right? It said Ben Johnson is a true hater. It said he always rolling his eyes at Caleb. I can believe it, because he probably the reason the backup got $10 million and he went to a D3 school. It said Mary Cabot is a liar. It said Shedeur was the most NFL-ready QB in the draft because he played in an NFL offense at Colorado. Right, like Coach Prime wasn't over there. Great point, 22. Shedeur trained himself with after practice working out. How many times we saw Shedeur working out by himself? How many of those receivers went to work out with Shedeur in the summer? They ain't believing him. That's why they dropping the ball now. Somebody needs to bring up Mary Cabot's record. Can you say what? Oh, okay. So Isaiah says it's the story there where Mary Cabot is concerned. It said enough with the grandstanding, Mary. Facts. It said Ben Johnson is another liar. It said they trying to pump up Shedeur so when he lose. You mean when they cheat him? When they cheat him, they're going to be like, well, you can't look our way because we thought he was good. We said he was good. I agree. I totally agree. I think Mary Kay low-key likes Shedeur, but she got to do whatever the Browns tell her if she want to keep her success. You don't like people when you lie on them. Low-key, high-key, no-key. So no. It's good to want to find the good in people, but it needs to be there to find it. You can't go put it in the person. It has to actually be there. And Mary Cabot has shown multiple times that she also enjoyed saying Shedeur hasn't earned anything. He's having trouble learning this. It's okay to learn the plays, but you have to be able to execute them on time. She constantly brought up that whole cerebral issue, the timing, processing. She full of shit, okay? So you can look for the good in people, but don't create it. Look for what's there. If it's not there, then keep it pushing. But you can't make up stuff. You can't make up stuff at all. It said they are all in sabotage, secret society. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. It said Ben Johnson is nothing nice. He is not the easiest to work with. That's the guy from Detroit, right? It's interesting because I remember on that little clip I showed y'all with Ben Johnson at the top, the person who put it out there said that other quarterback, because he didn't know Dylan's name. But for Caleb to be over there when he got there and suddenly for the third string backup to get a $10 million contract, I mean a second string QB2 to get a $10 million contract, and he went to a D3 school. What message are you sending Caleb for the season? So why would you think we would think you have any credibility when you're trying to sink your own damn black quarterback who was the Heisman? Who, if you let him ball out, he gonna be just as electrifying. He don't have no credibility either. And Aaron Glenn probably should have got that job. But the Bears organization, I heard, is problematic as well. Chops asked Grossi what he thought about Shedeur playing and about training camp. Grossi told the truth. He said Shedeur balled out and smiled after he said it. Yup, he did. And he still wanted Dylan to be the guy. We have to start watching Tony Grossi because he like drama and he'll throw a little truth out there to make all the other reporters scramble. Because, yep, understand these people want ratings. Understand that. That's true. That's very true. This is why the question is, why is she protecting Stfansky? Let's get that. I mean, I think it's obvious why she protected Stfansky. Let's get that investigation open, and good luck with that because they already tried to fire her and had to bring her right back. She mixed in. She come from a media family. Mary is going down right along with Kevin. No credibility or integrity at all. Fact. When they clean house in that organization, she probably going to. She probably going to be gone. Kurt Warner has always been a believer in Shedeur. Always spoke highly of him. Okay, that boy wig. Yeah, they cut that film. I don't know why they cut it like that, but, you know, that was good. If you're already a demon, it'll eventually come to the surface. Yep, Tommy Reese. That's it. That's it. That's it. Shedeur is a modern-day Warren Moon. I have heard that multiple times. And maybe I need to go look at some Warren Moon footage and highlights or whatever. But I have heard that multiple times. So must be something there. They don't say that about Jackson Dart, Caleb Williams, or any of the other rookies. What's that? Who is that? Leto? Forsythe? Lita. Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Lita. It says Shedeur won Rookie of the Week. Way to go. Yup. We excited about that. It said, yup, nobody is perfect, and Shedeur has outplayed his draft stock. Yup, that's it. And what did Andrew Berry say he was going to do? And the crazy part is, Kevin Stfansky wasn't even making a way. He was preventing that from happening, which means he was going against his own colleague. And because of the way Haslam structured their roles side by side, but it really should be Andrew Berry and Stfansky, he couldn't do nothing about it. So maybe that's how Flacco got on. But people said that the Bengals called for Shedeur. I don't know. That's what they say. Because right now, it should be a lot of talk about all of the teams calling for Shedeur. And you don't even hear the Browns saying they want to trade him. I love Shady. He keeps it real, and I like his analysis. He has been rocking with Shedeur since the beginning and never wavered. Never. And I do mean never, faithful. I mean never. It said they don't interview Dylan Gabriel anymore. Has anyone asked him if he's feeling okay since his so-called concussion? Yeah, a lot of people don't think that that's true. They don't believe. They think some of these injuries are fake. Man, Acho gets no pass. He's a Shedeur fan now. Yeah, he don't get a pass. Acho dug his own grave, and was it All the Smoke? All the Smoke called it out. Do y'all know what Acho said? Acho said all the smoke is out of their range. Because I guess they basketball. Acho, you can't tell the people they out of their range. They know the Sanders personally. Hell, they been in Colorado multiple times. And he's talking about they out of their range. They don't know what they talking about. I'm like, Acho. And they pulled up receipts. See how we pull up receipts? You see, we keep pulling up receipts. And Acho, they pulled up receipts on him. People have pulled up receipts on Chase Daniels. Yeah. Get them receipts. So yeah, Acho don't get no pass. That's facts. Asante. Oh, okay. I thought y'all was talking about Asante Samuel. It said compared to Tebow. What if Shedeur win Offensive Rookie of the Year? If there's time, I mean, I'm pretty sure they ain't gonna let that happen, but I mean, it would be nice, right? Don't forget, vote for Shedeur to go to the Pro Bowl. Don't forget. Maybe somebody put the link in the chat. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Don't forget, the voting ends December 15th. Let's see. I'm going to put the link in the chat so y'all can. Do they show you who the remaining days, QB votes remaining? 6. Oh, maybe that means I could vote 6 more times. Is that what it means? Oh, because how many people are you supposed to vote for? I just vote for Shedeur. I'm like, I voted for Shedeur. Let's see. They had, last time I saw Shedeur, he was at the bottom. Now he has 819 yards. So Taysom Hill is at the bottom. Why? Is he a quarterback? I thought he was. Oh, they got him as a quarterback. Okay. Joe Burrow, 745 yards. Shedeur, 819. Then it goes up to Brock Purdy, J.J. McCarthy, and Tyler Shaw. Yeah. So see what happens, how they've been holding Shedeur back. But when you ask fans to vote, luckily the fans know who the hell the players are. So, that's what that is, right? So, yep, our guy is Rookie of the Week. So I'm out there practicing. One arm was exposed, trying to get used to the cold. I don't know. I think he said he wear a scuba suit. So if you wear a scuba suit under your uniform, okay, y'all put the link in the chat. Y'all go vote for Shedeur for the Pro Bowl. It ends on the 15th, so I'm probably gonna have to post it again. I have a reminder going across the bottom of the screen. Go run it up. All right. So maybe the scuba suit. And here's what I'm thinking. See, in Atlanta, you have to be layered. What I mean is, it could be 20 degrees outside. You can't walk into nowhere. You have to know how to dress. That's what I'm getting at. You can't walk into any building. Like if you go to a Hawks game and it's 2 degrees outside, I swear when you walk through that building, you're going to sweat. So you're going to have to know how to dress. And I heard Shedeur say when Shiloh was talking about him with a thong on, but his back tape, that he normally wear a scuba suit. So I think if he's warm under here, and in some cases, hopefully not overheated, then the sleeve can be out because this one is covered. But if your feet are covered, your head is covered, your body is pretty insulated. That's why he could practice with his arms out. So I hope it's sunny. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for some sunshine Sunday, and then he'll be okay. Because we already saw him play in the snow and in the sleet. So, I think he can battle the elements. And he did live in Colorado for 2 years. He did live there for 2 years. So it is what it is. I think he'll be okay. Hey, how you doing, Blind Beauty? Welcome back. Welcome back. Tebow cannot throw. No comparison. Somebody was comparing Tim Tebow to Shedeur or somebody else. Oh, unless they were talking about quarterbacks that should come back and get an opportunity, and they must have named Tebow. All the teams that passed over Shedeur, Atlanta, the Titans, the Saints, the Giants, the Raiders are all losing. Yup. That's facts. It's that Rizzo sometimes is on some slick stuff. Time. If you listen to it talk, like, y'all better filter what he's saying, because that man has inside information. Understand that. I know, Coach. I know. Coach, I know you like Rizzo. I already know. I can tell just based on your commentary, which we appreciate. I know you like Rizzo, but you might want to filter what's happening over there. Acho is annoying. Yeah, he get on people's nerves. Flacco, Pickett, and Dillon are on hush mouth. What's that? Hush mouth. What's that mean? Tina said they have to keep it interesting so people continue to click. These people really think, yeah, that's it. It said, Shedeur learns the person he is throwing to, so if he have to go off script, he will put it right in their hands, right? And he talked about that. And, I think where we are in the whole sabotage thing is that they really knew who he was. And look at what they deprived him of. First team reps, because they know if he gets to know the receivers, they understand how important chemistry is. So they intentionally deprived him of the opportunity to build chemistry. They intentionally let him start late in the season so he couldn't be in all of these accolades, right? So he couldn't be in the Pro Bowl conversation with a lot of yards. They intentionally held him back so he couldn't get those things, because if I don't let him build chemistry, and you know how chemistry is important, because they pigeonholed Jerry Jeudy with Flacco. And I said it all throughout the summer. Flacco won't be the starter because you got Jerry Jeudy, who's wide receiver 1, shared a locker with him. Chemistry. So look at what they intentionally deprived Shedeur of, and look at the extremes they went to sabotage Shedeur's games when they were elimination events. The Rams game was an elimination event. And Stfansky was smiling in his press conference. He said he was very pleased with the outcome of the Rams game. Shedeur was sacked 5 times, but you're pleased because he propped Dillon up to look good so he could get the QB2 spot. So Stfansky exposed himself way back then, and now he's been vetoed multiple times, and Shedeur gets to progress instead of Dillon. So he did all of that for nothing. He held Shedeur back and exposed himself to sabotage Shedeur for nothing. And not only is Shedeur QB1, but Stfansky has to change his rigid game plan, his trash game plan to accommodate Shedeur. And that's something that should have been done from the beginning. But notice how they're forcing Stfansky to bend now. But they didn't force Stfansky to bend before when they knew who Shedeur was. You don't think Haslam could have been, yeah, let's let him get first team reps because we want to make sure that he's good to go. And when they only won 2 games, then it came, well, winning is the goal. So now he's stuck at 3. And you think he needs to win 4. You're going to have the same identical record you had last year with a different quarterback. It points to the coach. Like Cam said, the way you handled this, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. And he can't hide behind his rigid game plan. That itself is a mask to do what I want to do to your career. Why would you break anybody down to a game manager in this day and age with all this athleticism? Things in Cleveland are not going to change until Haslam is forced to sell this team. You know, I happen to believe you, Robin. I really, honestly, guys, I really think that that's true. And when I look at, when we talk about Shedeur being traded, going to another team, you know, I really think it's a shame. And let me tell you why. Management and ownership aside, Shedeur is really the piece that they needed for this team to elevate to the playoffs and win, and they could have, right? But that wasn't written in the script from the NFL side of things. Understand this. They got a hell of a defense. They really do. They have a hell of a defense when they're not sabotaging the defense. And when you plug in Shedeur with Quinshawn and Jerry Jeudy decide he wants to cooperate, and Harold Fanning Jr., and now you plug in Luke, they can win. They can win. And if Tillman decides he want to cooperate, and if Njoku is healthy because he hurt his knee, I think he might be out. They can win. But Isaiah Bond is inconsistent. Tillman is inconsistent. They're taking Jerome Ford out on IR, putting in a new guy who got to get used to everybody. So that's the moving parts. We already saw Shedeur overcome the O-line. But we need these receivers to catch the ball. And maybe that's how Luke get into the conversation. And I doubt that was Stfansky's idea, because he absolutely loved Gage because he wasn't good. He knew he could count on him to not be good. He made Gage an asset without Gage agreeing to be an asset. Instead, they will call Big Ben. Okay, so you're talking about Ben Roethlisberger is probably going to get the opportunity. I like that one. Okay, I mean, I don't like him, but that's a new name that has popped up. God's timing is perfect. Yes, Ben Scott, that's facts. Dirty play, that's what it is. He means minor instead of professional ball. Huh? He means, minor league ball instead of professional. Minor league baseball. Okay, minor league baseball. The Bush League in football means poor quality football, not acceptable. Okay, so when he say Bush League, it's unprofessional and sloppy. Okay, so if y'all just not joining us, we were talking about Cam Newton, who put out a clip who said what was going on in Cleveland, the way Stfansky is handling things, is Bush League football. And I said, y'all need to school me. What the hell is that? So people have added in the comments what it is. And turns out Bush League football is sloppy or unprofessional football. That's what it means. That's what it means. Somebody else said anything associated with the Bush means fraud. What? Okay. Okay. All right. Bush League is fraud ball. Oh, okay. Okay. Fraud ball. Okay. Fraud. The way Cam was saying it was hilarious to me too. He was like, "This is Bush League." I was like, he was outraged, boy. He was upset. It said Bush League refers to anything unprofessional, amateurish, second rate, or lacking. Okay, got it. Got it. I had no idea. I so beefing with everybody to get clicks. And they taking him down with receipts, bro. They got him looking just as crazy as Mary Cabot. He looks just as crazy as she does right now. And I think he embarrassed too. It said also the player called RG3. Cam Newton and maybe Russell Wilson from the Giants. Good point. Good point. Good point. Okay. Bush League is sloppy and unprofessional. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Nicefield. All right, y'all. So we know what Bush League is. Fraudulent, sloppy, unprofessional sports, football, or whatever. It said, yeah, Acho been pushing it all year long, and now he way across the line. It said he practically begging those people to take him back. That's what I say he doing. That's what I say he doing. I said, Acho trying to show things. See, he thinks the saving grace. He don't respect entrepreneurship. He don't. I like you in a good situation. This your show, right? You got sponsors. You got Shady as a host. You got TJ Housemith or something like that. He seemed like, he cool. You got a good thing. Why are you angling to get back with them? They don't respect you. They don't like you. It's just Shedeur. It's you. They don't like you, right? So he don't respect entrepreneurship at all. He really doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't respect entrepreneurship. He thinks this is a stepping stone. No, that's the holy grail right there. But he want to be controlled. That's what it is. Some people just want to be controlled. That's just all it is. They can't be independent on their own because they got to think. It said, Georgia standing up. Yup. It said anything associated with the Bush means fraud. Okay. Atlanta wins. It said your channel is making a big impact. That's why they're talking about Shedeur's crazy fans, probably. And I let them know. Understand this. If you don't like accountability, then that's you, and we should look into you. If you don't like accountability, then maybe law enforcement need to go over to your mama's house and look in the basement and see what you got going on. Because who the hell is a head coach and is ducking accountability? And that tells you they don't give a shit about the fans. Stfansky don't even want to be responsible for the fans, and neither does the media. See, the media want to control the narrative, but when the fans interject and like, here's the receipts, they don't like that. So they think nobody wants to get the job because of accountability. I'm like, it's going to be a lot of accountability going forward. It's going to be a lot of accountability. That's why I said the Baltimore fan base ought to be livid with what's going on over there, right? But it took Shedeur to come in with all of these millions of followers, and they don't like it. Too bad. We been football fans. So how you going to get mad? Because we have a voice that can drown yours out. That's why they mad. That's why they mad. That's exactly why they mad. So to hell with them. To hell with them, bro. Shedeurians, that's what we are. So go to hell. It says Shedeur winning Rookie of the Week justifies Barry's GM position. Right. And what it does is it proves that Barry put together one hell of a draft class. It really does. Now, mind you, Andrew Barry did not make that decision. But the point is, he defended it. Even though I thought what he said was wrong. The point is, it looked like he over there trying to get Shedeur to outproduce his draft stock. So, we're going to keep it pushing. But see, once they started stabbing him in the back, he switched up. See, Andrew Barry was the one that said Shedeur's draft stock, the price of the first round pick, the cost of the first round pick, which they probably couldn't even afford, was too expensive for Shedeur's talent. That ain't true, is it? That's why they don't want to win. But if I know Haslam, he gonna find a way. And it seemed like he already making Stfansky bid to try to maybe, and this game will tell us, push forward with Shedeur. But I don't want to hear nothing about no other quarterback. Because if you think you're gonna make Shedeur QB2 or get him hurt to trick him out his QB1 spot, it's gonna be a problem. it's gonna be a problem because we're gonna see straight through that like we see through everything else. And we come with receipts. So just get ready. Just get ready. It said, hey, Miss, what she said. It said, take a listen to Well-Off Media video on Coach Prime visit to Shedeur. Take a listen to what Shedeur's tone and statement when they are downstairs. I believe the basement. He said he got some estimates. Oh, okay. I'll look at it. Thank you. Thank you so much. It said, from some people. Oh, and then the door was kicked in. Yeah, the door was kicked in. I would expect to hear by now. I think what they're going to try to do with that situation is maybe say it was like a crazy fan, yada, 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 and lean on that video. But again, whoever knew Bucky wasn't going to be in town, because you had to know that. You needed to know that. I think if he was capable of receiving a college degree, he can read plays on the board. Right. But see, they know he's not dumb. They just like to believe the lie. These are just plantation fantasies. These are just Jim Crow fantasies. These are trying to feel like you are in control of something you do not possess, which is the talent that they believe that they need. They do believe they need the talent. They don't want it at the quarterback position. They did, but I don't want it no more. That's why he fought Lamar so hard. But then they eased up in 2020 after George Floyd died. Yeah. And now they're like, all right, it's too many. That's why they didn't call Cam. That's why they didn't call Colin Kaepernick. But people said you're not trying to win if you didn't even call Colin Kaepernick. And they still exposing their bias towards black quarterbacks. They still at it, and they not going to stop. They would rather put Dante Moore on the team with Shedeur or with, what's his name? Geno Smith. Because they know we're going to see through the three. So they're going to have to go back to the twins. But they already started making these black quarterbacks. And there are still teams out there with 4 people on the roster and none of the quarterbacks are black. But they got quarterbacks that are triplets. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. It said Falcons walk out of Tampa with a stunner. Comeback win. Falcons 29, Bucks 28. So the Bucks lost again? Oh, that's crazy. The Bucks have lost again? That's the second game, huh? Let's see. Let me look at the standings real fast. Yep, the Bucks lost. Okay, I need to see the standings to see what's happening now to everybody. I thought the Bucks lost twice. 2 times in a row. Didn't they lose to the Saints recently? So, okay, I'm going to share this with y'all so y'all can see as I'm looking at these because this is good. If you're just not joining us, on paper, based on stats alone, the Browns should beat the Bears. Shedeur, 393 yards. Caleb has never put over 300 yards. The Bears defense is ranked number 27. The Browns defense is ranked number 2. It's a no-brainer. But I'm pretty sure they're going to sabotage the game. Based just on the way that Ben Johnson is taking up for Stfansky. Here we go. Okay. Here y'all go. So I'm going to show y'all this and we're going to get out of here. So we got to come back tomorrow. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. These are the standings, guys. Before to this game with the Bears, the watch party is already scheduled for 12:50 p.m. So get your snacks together. We got the AFC East. The Patriots 11-2. The Bills are 9-4. Then it's the Dolphins. So obviously the Patriots are the clear winner if the decision was made today for the AFC East. The Dolphins and the Jets. And the Jets are at the bottom. They said Mendoza's likely going there. And then we have the AFC North. The Steelers 7-6, but they might have to battle with the Ravens at 6-7. After Lamar came back from injury, they won like 4 or 5 games straight. Now they lost 2 in a row. Then there's the Bengals, and then 3-10 at the bottom. is the Browns. And it seems like Stfansky want to go and repeat the same record from last year, 3-14, which makes him look bad because Shedeur wasn't there. So let's see what happens. If the Browns win this week and the Bengals lose, they change positions, I think. I have to look at it because the little decimal points, the percentages matter. Then there is the AFC South. The Jaguars 9-4, and then the Titans 8-5. They might have to battle it out for the depending. If it was today, it would be the Jags, but the 8-5, they might have to battle it out. The Texans are 2-11. Let's see what they do with their head coach, who's black, after this season. Then there's the Broncos, 11-2, clear winner. Then there's the Chargers, the Chiefs. Wow, this got to be a first time since I can recall. The Chiefs third, not coming out of the division. And then the Raiders, of course, right where they want them, 2-11. And Dante Moore might end up there, and they might pair him up with Geno Smith. Geno Smith had a good record last year in Seattle, but seemed like he went to the Raiders and everything went downhill. All right, then we got the Eagles. Lost 3 in a row. They still are the clear winner at 8-5. The Cowboys are 6-6. The Commanders have lost 8 games. They are 3-10, and the Giants are 2-11. So people talking about Jackson Dart being rookie of the year. I don't know how you give the quarterback on the team that's 2-11 rookie of the year. I don't get it, right? He got to be playing some hellified football for that to happen. And then we have the NFC North, the Packers. They said the Packers were going to the Super Bowl. They're 9-3, but the Bears are 9-4. But the Packers have won 4. The Bears lost 1. So if they want to knock the Bears out of the division, they're going to need to lose this game. And Shedeur could go out there and ball out. What y'all think about that? Let me know. All right, then there's the Lions, then there's the Vikings. And then there's the Panthers, 7-6. Jimmy Horn Jr. team. But the Bucks are 7-7, but the Bucks have lost 2. So they did lose 2 games in a row. So they taking the Bucks down and look like the Panthers gonna elevate. Then it's the Falcons, 5-9, and then it's the 3-10. Yeah, okay. They got what they paid for. And then the NFC West, the Rams, 10-3, tied with the Seahawks, 10-3. So they gonna have to battle it out if it was today. Then there's Brock Purdy over there, and Arizona lost 5 in a row. So we're gonna see. They're gonna probably put a different quarterback over there. I'll probably do a special show when we get like to the last game to talk about quarterback movement next year. Because this year I paid close attention to free agency before the draft. So I'm well versed on, who's going where and been paying attention to the season. So I'll probably do a special show on quarterback movement after the end of the season. All right. So there you have it. I think the Packers, I have a feeling it's going to be the Packers because that's what they said when the season started. Now, if you want the Packers to come out over the Rams, I will be shocked. So the Rams and the Seahawks got to fight for it. But somehow they said the Packers were going to win the Super Bowl. But I'm pretty sure they'll take the Rams or the Seahawks over Jordan Love. I'm pretty sure. So that's where we are with that, right? So, yeah, the Bears, if they win, that's good for their playoff position. If they don't want Caleb to go, just like they don't want Lamar to go, they Shedeur get to move forward like Cam Ward did last week. But on paper, if it's a real fair fight, Shedeur got it. With the defense, with the offense, right? Number 2 defense beats the number 27 defense. I know they don't play each other. I'm just saying. And I mean, Shedeur on fire. And that's not going to change, even if it's cold outside, because he did say he wears scuba suit. So I think he'll be okay. All right, y'all. We're going to get ready to get out of here. We're just going to get ready to get out of here and be back tomorrow. It said, that's a great point. They want us to be grateful. Right. That's all it is. And we talked about it yesterday. If you don't know much about the Willie Lynch letter or the tenets of the Willie Lynch prophecy, Go read it. It's worth it. It'll make the NFL make a lot of sense to you. And I happen to believe that they have to have used that as some foundational architect building block and maintenance schedule for the league when it comes to how to excessively control the black players. Change the word for enslaved Africans to black NFL players, and you're going to see, wow, this is making sense now, where a lot of things don't make sense for people. So go check it out. All right, the Willie Lynch letter. All right, y'all, get out of here. We're going to be back tomorrow. Thank y'all for watching What She Said Sports. Over 230 of us hit the like button. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. And don't forget to go shopping at whatshesaidsports.com. I dropped the new franchise hoodie. Some of y'all already liking and purchasing it. And if your orders went in today, they already gone. The Christmas orders that came in Monday, gone. So y'all will definitely have your merch in time for Christmas. And I appreciate you guys. So thanks for watching What She Said Sports. Use my code NOLAGIRL, NOLAGIRL, all caps together, at checkout for free shipping. Have a good one. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Pushing on the beat.